Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been feeling, well, a little bit anxious lately about the future of your career, let me just start by saying your feelings are completely valid. We're living through this absolutely unprecedented technological shift, right? And honestly, it is totally normal to worry about wasting years building skills for a job that might just, disappear overnight. But hey, that's exactly why we're here today. We are going to break down the hard data to answer one absolutely critical question. What are the 6 highest paying AI-resistant career paths? So let me ask you a pretty direct question here. Are you on the wrong career path? It's a heavy question, I know, but whether you're thinking about switching careers entirely or you're literally just starting out fresh, the reality is that AI is catching a whole lot of people completely flat-footed right now. The landscape is quite literally shifting beneath our feet, and just hoping things stay the same? Yeah, that's definitely not a strategy. We've got to be proactive here. Our source material actually points this out super bluntly. It says many people are about to waste years building skills for jobs that will disappear. I mean, wow, that is a stark warning. But rather than panic, we're gonna get prepared. We're gonna explore 6 specific jobs that won't just survive the next decade, but literally thrive in it. And honestly, the best part? These are roles that can pay 6 figures without requiring you to go to medical school or, learn rocket science. Let's get right into it. Okay, so here are the future-proof criteria: salary, learning curve, and competition. Now, instead of just tossing out some random list, we're gonna rigorously judge each of our 6 roles against these 3 strict metrics. We'll start right at the bottom of the 6-figure ladder and work our way all the way up to the ultimate AI-proof job. Coming in at role 6, creative director. So you might be thinking, wait, AI does art now? And yeah, while AI can generate amazing images and write pretty decent copy, the core philosophy of this role is about being a visionary director rather than just a simple artistic doer. The doer, think of like a single-person marketing agency churning out daily graphics. That role is incredibly vulnerable to being replaced by AI. But the director uses emotional intelligence and this deep, uniquely human understanding of taste to guide a vision for a future that doesn't even exist yet. Caring about people and having exceptional taste, that is exactly how you make yourself invaluable in a completely automated world. Moving on to role 5, data analyst. Now, creativity and vision are fantastic, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, every single company out there needs someone to look at the cold, hard facts. Right now, companies are sitting on thousands of terabytes of data, and without data to back you up, you're really just another person with an opinion in a meeting room. The sheer amount of information companies are capturing about their customers and their products is skyrocketing every single day. So they desperately need analysts who can just sift through these absolute mountains of text and numbers, figure out what's working, and extract actual actionable insights to guide business strategy. Let's check out the scorecard and see how this all stacks up. Both the creative director and the data analyst command some pretty impressive salaries, ranging from around $100,000 to $130,000 a year. And they both have a medium learning curve, meaning, if you really put in the focus work, you can absolutely learn these skills. But notice the competition metric here. The data analyst actually faces higher competition because a ton of people are trying to enter the field right now. But because literally every single company needs data to survive, it remains a highly defensible career long term. All right, that brings us to role 4, cybersecurity specialist. Well, as it turns out, analyzing data doesn't actually pay quite as well as protecting it. If you've got a bit of a bodyguard mentality, this is a massively lucrative path for you. I mean, today, AI can literally mimic everybody's video and voice. Our source even shared this absolutely crazy anecdote about having to establish a secret keyword with their own team on Zoom calls, literally just to verify their identity. Could you imagine getting a call from your boss telling you to buy a new laptop and it turns out it was just an AI voice clone? It's wild. Companies desperately need security specialists to counteract all these bad actors using AI. Stepping out of the purely digital realm for a second, we hit role 3, robotics engineering. If you want to work in arguably the most exciting industry on the planet right now, well, this is it. Look, focusing on software only or, basic AI prompt generation, it's fun, but it's easily replicable. But combining physical hardware with software, that's a whole different ballgame. We're talking about things like Tesla's Optimus or designing robots to pack thousands of jewelry boxes in a warehouse. That combination is incredibly hard to replace. As labor costs keep rising, robotics are rapidly shifting from this sort of nice-to-have novelty into an absolute business necessity. Now, what's really interesting about this updated scorecard is the contrast. Notice that the learning curve for both cybersecurity and robotics is high. you're definitely going to need some formal education or intense specialized training here. But look at the cybersecurity competition level. It is uniquely low. Why? Well, because protecting digital assets from ransomware and internal threats is often seen as sort of the boring or maybe highly stressful work compared to those fun, creative roles. But let me tell you, boring pays exceptionally well. We're talking up to $140,000 for cybersecurity and $150,000 for robotics.
Let's keep climbing. Role 2, full stack software engineer.
Okay, so this role is for those of you who want massive leverage in the digital world, but maybe you don't really want to go get a dedicated robotics degree. It represents a massive paradigm shift because AI tools are currently writing up to 90% of the raw code today. You just can't be a narrow specialist anymore. You basically have to evolve into what is essentially a director of engineering. You absolutely must understand how the whole system connects, from the database all the way to the user interface, designing the secure, scalable digital foundations of platforms. Our source notes they're actually seeing two-person technical and business teams building $10 million businesses today. And that's simply because the full-stack engineer has so much leverage using these AI tools. Let's break down the stats for this one. The full-stack engineer brings in a highly generous $120,000 to $160,000 minimum salary. The learning curve is medium, but the competition is high because, frankly, a lot of developers are quickly trying to retrain for this more holistic role. Still, the immediate massive business value this role creates, that makes it incredibly stable for the future. All right, let's take a breath and look at the journey we've taken so far. We've gone from the visionary creative director and the logical data analyst to the protective cybersecurity specialist, the physical world of robotics, and the massive leverage of the full-stack engineer. But as our source explicitly points out, the absolute ultimate way to beat AI, it's to be the one building it. Which leads us, finally, to our number one spot. AI and machine learning specialist. These are the highly specialized builders who understand artificial intelligence at the absolute core level. They aren't just, chatting with a bot. They are working with language models, vector databases, and inference systems on platforms like Hugging Face to diagnose complex problems and develop fully autonomous agentic systems. $100 million. Let that sink in. According to our source, this is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg recently paid a piece, per person, to acquire 18 top engineers for his new AI team. Why in the world would he do that? Because these incredibly rare specialists actually know how to build the future from scratch. And this brilliantly illustrates the fundamental difference between this role and literally everything else we've discussed today. Normal developers and engineers, they're currently using AI tools kind of like a chef following a pre-written recipe. But AI and machine learning specialists, they're the ones in the lab creating entirely new recipes to solve million-dollar problems. They are the true architects of this new foundation. Summarizing our final scorecard here, the data is pretty undeniable. The AI and machine learning specialist commands a minimum starting salary of $130,000, stretching well over $180,000. Yes, the learning curve and the difficulty are incredibly high, but precisely because it's so difficult, the competition is remarkably low. And honestly, the compensation ceiling is practically limitless. Securing your future. We've reached the end of our explainer, but really, your journey is just beginning. Look, the absolute worst thing you can do right now is put your head in the sand and just pretend this technological shift isn't happening. Securing your future means engaging with these tools today. Talk to the AI, ask it to teach you, make it a daily habit to leverage these tools to elevate yourself beyond basic logic and solve complex problems. I want to leave you with this incredibly powerful quote from Kevin Kelly. What can be electrified will be cognified, meaning in the very near future, intelligence will be embedded into absolutely everything around us. The world is changing faster than ever, and AI is the new foundation. So the final question you really need to ask yourself as you plan your career is this: when everything around you is cognified, will you be the one directing it?